Hello, what's up? Gurmando here. Welcome to my Money in the Bank predictions, 2016, of course. And before I get into it, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. A couple of things have sort of been on the wrestling sites this last week. They want to start doing when this whole brand split thing. They might do two pay-per-views a month, one for Raw and one for SmackDown. I do not think that's a good idea. I think that's a bad idea. They need to go stop with this whole quantity over quality thing, and just focus on putting on a good show. Why not make the SmackDown and the Raws have like meaningful matches and pay-per-view worthy matches on the shows instead of another pay-per-view? That wouldn't work in my opinion. Like make it like SmackDown was back in the day. I remember they used to have and Raw. They used to have like Iron Man matches, and there'd be title changes. Like parking lot brawl with like Cena and Eddie Guerrero, wasn't that for like the US title or something? There used to be loads of matches and big time moments happen on the weekly shows. Don't go over two pay-per-views a month. If you want to have like exclusive pay-per-views, then just give 1 month to Raw, 1 month to SmackDown, and then you could have like important matches happen on Raw and that instead. You don't need to have an extra pay-per-view. That's just a bad idea in my opinion. Tell me your thoughts on that. And the other thing that's been on the sites is that they want to bring like loads of like previously like contracted guys back to WWE, and they also want to bring a lot of the NXT guys up, which I don't agree with that either. Like the whole thing now is that the roster is overcrowded or what have you. So you split it in half, and then one goes there, and then they get more opportunities. But now you want to bring loads of people back, and you want to bring loads of the NXT guys up. That kind of just defeats the whole brand split. No, I don't agree with that at all. I mean, maybe a couple or a few. I don't think you need to be bringing loads of people back. And there's loads of people get to be returning too, like Randy Orton. Although I don't really see what he has left to do in WWE. I really don't. Neville, Bray Wyatt, etc. You know, I don't think it's a good idea bringing loads of people back, because then it just defeats the purpose of the brand split, in my opinion. Again, leave your comments about that. But I don't really see a benefit of that. Sure, maybe a couple, but I don't think they need to be bringing loads of people back. I don't think that's a good idea. I really don't. Anywho's, let's get on to the predictions now. Originally for the kickoff, it was gonna be Ziggler and Corbin again. I laughed when I seen that. I was like, seriously again? And Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. But I think yesterday it was just announced that there's two other matches, and I thought, oh my god, 4 matches on the kickoff. That's actually good, because it would mean the kickoff would be more wrestling and less talking. Now, I don't mind the whole talking and discussing it and what have you. But it would be cool for more matches. I thought, okay, we're going to get 4 matches, but it seems like Ziggler and Corbin and Crews Sheamus have been moved to the main show, and this other 2 matches are on the kickoff, which is okay, I guess. Which I'm all for more matches. I don't know why they don't make the kickoff like have more matches on it. You know, give more guys a chance. You know, but we have the 2 matches are the Lucha Dragons versus the Dudley Boys. No build whatsoever at this match. These guys haven't had an interaction at all. I'm just going to go Lucha Dragons because the Dudley Boys just seem to be losing all the time lately, so I'll go with Lucha Dragons. Even though they've got the chance to have like a serious star in the Dudley Boys. They could be major top heels. Like Bubba is amazing on the mic. Stop scripting his promos and let him go for it, and he'd be your top guy, your top heel. But whatever. Lucha Dragons for the win for that one. And the other one is the Golden Truth versus Breezango. Now, I've had my little rant on Breezango last week on the NXT TakeOver review. I think it was review or predictions. I think it was review. You can go and see that. I went nuts, like legit nuts about that. But they had this segment on the Raw pre-show, which WWE has actually uploaded to their website, where Breezango were like in this tanning thing, and they had like towels on or something. They were talking about tanning, and then they like pulled the towels off, and they both looked down and were like, "No tan lines" or something. It was hilarious. And then they both get into this tiny tanning thing, and close the door and what have you. And then the Golden Truth come in, and our Truth like pumps the heat thing or whatever. I don't know. I've never used one of these tanning things. And Goldust keeps telling it, put it up and put it up. So maybe there's going to be something where they're going to be pretty much black or when they appear on the show. I don't know. I doubt it, but you never know. They might go something like that. I thought it was really, really funny. And speaking of Raw this past week, was complaining on the NXT TakeOver thing last week, but I thought this week's Raw was probably one of the best overall Raws in a while. I thought it was really good. The only thing I didn't like was Natalya on commentary. She sucks. And the Chris Jericho Dean Ambrose match at the end was starting to get a little boring, but Kevin Owens was pure gold on commentary. Kevin Owens is just pure gold in general. The guy's a star. He's just that could be your top heel. He's so good. He's so good. But yeah, I quite enjoyed this next week's Raw, and I just watched SmackDown as well, and it was quite good too. I quite enjoyed it. But anyways, Golden Truth, Breezango, I don't know. I think Breezango's won most of these matches, so go with the Golden Truth, I guess. I don't know, but I like Tyler Breeze Fandango. I really do. It would be good if they actually would, sort of push them more, use them more. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, moving on, we have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now the build to this has been a little strange. This week on Raw was good with the Ambrose Asylum thing. I thought that was good. It was done well. But like the previous 2 weeks, I don't think they were on the show at all. They just sort of had video packages. I know that was last week. I can't remember what they did the week before. But I don't think they were on the show. I can't remember. If you remember what happened, I don't know. But it was the week after Rollins did the whole running in and running back. I think. And running in and running back. Just trying to get people to boo him. But I don't think it's really working. I think people will still cheer Rollins over Reigns. But some people, me included, was maybe hoping for a double turn Money in the Bank, or at some point in the future with Reigns going heel, Seth going face. Seth could be that top face. I think that's a wasted opportunity there. You could have had him as your top guy. I mean, his promo he did when he came back, it worked well for his character, and I thought it was a really good promo. But you could have had a top face, and Seth and Reigns could win your top heel. And also, what he said was true about how people last year said that he was a pathetic champion, and then once he got injured, they're like jizzing over him and in love with him. I personally thought it was a good title reign. You can even go back, check all my reviews and what have you. I love the whole screwy finishes and what have you. I think that's really cool. Would have liked to see him booked a bit stronger, yeah, but I thought it was a good title reign. I did think it was a good title reign. But he hasn't got anybody this time around, so we'll see how they're going to use him. But as for who's going to win, I don't know. It could go. Could they go with Seth? I don't know. It seems like they wanna go with the Reigns, but then other people are saying about the whole Money in the Bank cash-in thing. So I don't know. I'm gonna go Roman Reigns. I think he's gonna win it. I don't know. It honestly, it could go so many ways, different ways. It's an interesting one. But maybe they could go with like Seth winning, and then he gets cashed in on by Dean Ambrose or something, sort of like a revenge type of thing for him cashing in on Reigns. I don't know, but I think it'll be a good match, and I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. I do think that Seth could win too. He was, because like Reigns never beaten him and what have you. I don't know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm not one of those Roman Reigns haters. I like him. I like Roman Reigns. It's just the booking, and let him have more freedom on the mic, as goes for a lot of people. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good match. Now next we have John Cena versus AJ Styles, and also they're calling this whole pay-per-view like the greatest Money in the Bank pay-per-view of all time. Have Hasn't even happened yet, and they're calling it that. So, a little bit premature if you ask me. Wait till it's happened. And they're also saying this is like a dream match, 15 years in the making. Maybe not quite 15 years, maybe a little under 10 when when AJ sort of became like the big guy in TNA. But they don't mention TNA. They'll mention Japan all the time and these other places. They don't mention TNA, even though that is where AJ, gained popularity. That's where he made his name. Can deny it all they want, but it's true. But how I see this going is AJ. I think AJ will win. I do, or at least I hope he does. But then Cena will win the next 7 matches, obviously, because that's how it works. And I did like the whole, like AJ's promo about how Cena better his guys like him. Thought that was a surprise to actually hear that on in a promo on Raw. And I think in general the build to this has been good. And also on SmackDown, AJ had this match with Xavier Woods, which was really good. Like, I was really impressed by Xavier. He had some really cool moves. He did this elbow drop from the top rope, but he went on the top rope and then walked a couple steps along the rope and then did an elbow drop. It was really cool. And he also had like a reverse suplex, but he had the arm hammer locked. It was so cool. I thought it was really good. We need to see more of Xavier. That AJ Styles, Xavier Woods, that was an awesome match. It'd be good to maybe see some more of that or some more of Xavier Woods matches. But for this, I think AJ Styles will win. It'll probably be a good match. I think it'll be a good match. But then they'll just beat it into the ground by doing it over and over again for the next few months. And Cena will win all those other matches. But yeah, I'm going with AJ for the win. I don't think the club will get involved. I don't think so. I also don't think AJ really needed to be heel for this. I don't think so. They could have just kept him as a face like they did with Daniel Bryan versus Cena. But at least it's working. I think it's working. It's all right. It's not bad. And I think he does seem to be a bit better on the mic, I think, as a heel. At least that's what I think. I don't know. But yeah, AJ for the win. Now next up we have the Money in the Bank ladder match, which was supposed to be 7 people at one point, but now it's 6. But you never know. Someone could return and get added in. It's happened before. Remember The Miz back in 2012, I think he returned. Or 2013, I can't remember. But it's Kevin Owens versus Cesaro versus Alberto Del Rio versus Sami Zayn versus Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. And I think the build to this has been pretty good. I've enjoyed it. Like, Kevin Owens is amazing, and Chris Jericho's been actually really funny as well as with his heel stuff. I think he's been really, really good. Matches have been alright as well, I guess. Cesaro Zayn, they had a good match on Raw. Like, Zayn won with his like sunset flip, super loaded powerbomb thing. Which they've done that before when they faced NXT. That's an awesome move. But yeah, I think this will be a great match. I think it'll be a good match. Probably some crazy moment between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, just furthering their feud. Some people were saying that like Del Rio could win as like just to totally throw people off like they did with Sheamus last year. I hope not. Del Rio doesn't need it, and he just shouldn't win it. I don't know what more they can do with Del Rio. But he should not win it. He should not win it. I don't think Jericho will win it, even though they have been going on about he invented it and all that. But I think I think the top 2 people to win it is either Kevin Owens, who I think just would be amazing with the Money in the Bank, or Dean Ambrose, and then maybe Dean Ambrose will cash in on Seth and that. But yeah, Kevin Owens or Dean Ambrose, my top 2 picks. I'm going to go Kevin Owens. That's my pick. Next, we have the New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus the Vaudevillains in a fatal 4-way for the tag titles. Now, there was a good fatal 4-way on SmackDown too between like half of the guys. I thought that was a good match. Now, usually fatal 4-way tag matches are good. The last one we got was that pile of crap at the Royal Rumble on the Kickoff show. That was just a rest hold fest. It was crap. Hopefully, I don't think it will. Hopefully it doesn't go that way here. I really have my doubts that it will. I think that was just like a one-time thing since it was the kickoff and, you know, they're ferrets. But I think this will be a good match. I don't think the New Day is going to win it yet. They've been talking more about how they're close to beating the all-time reign. I think it would be smart for them to just beat the title, the longest reign thing, and then let someone else win it. Probably Enzo and Cass. But I don't think the New Day should lose here. It seems like they want to beat that record. I think they would be the perfect guys to do it. You know, then Enzo and Cass can win. And it seems like they're going to go with a New Day Enzo and Cass feud. I actually enjoyed what they did on Raw and on SmackDown when they were on commentary. I thought that was some good stuff, like the whole the whole Xavier, Francesca, and Enzo thing, and how Xavier's only allowed to blow her or something. It was really funny. Um, but I think the build to this has been alright. It's been okay. Cass at times he's improving, you know, but he does it also at times sound quite robotic when he's, you know, doing his stuff. Um, but I think he'll improve, you know. Hopefully they don't reins him. Hopefully they don't reins him. Like, people are speaking about the whole brand split and splitting Enzo and Cass up, but they shouldn't do that. I think if they did that, they'd reins him, and, you know, we know how that'll go. But yeah, New Day for the win. Next, we have Rusev versus Titus O'Neil for the United States Championship. I think Rusev's winning this one. I don't think they're going to let Titus win when Rusev just won recently. And Rusev, like the segments for this whole thing have been really short. It's something I spoke about on the NXT Takeover thing. But I did enjoy the one on Raw when Rusev came out and like raped Titus O'Neil. I thought that was good. And then this week on SmackDown, Rusev just started beating the shit out of Kalisto and Sin Cara. Then Titus came out, and then Rusev ran away. And I thought, okay, here we go, we're getting the same again. But then Titus did go out, and he hit him once, and they got back in the ring again. Then Rusev ran away, and then that was it. Like I hate the whole thing where they run in to save someone, and then the guy runs out, and then they can't go outside the ring. That's so stupid. That's something that happens all the time. It's so stupid. But a lot of these segments have been really, really short. The one on Raw was good, but every other one has been so short and so just like right idea, just not delivered right. And we've seen Rusev versus Swagger for so many bloody times. Like, why not just have like a brawl or something instead? You know, instead of these like pointless matches. But I think something on Twitter. I think it was last week or this week. I can't remember. Someone said, "What's the point of this match? We all know Rusev's get a win or something." Well, how do you build a title reign without someone winning? You know, obviously he's got to beat people to have a good, meaningful title reign. If he didn't face anybody, he'd be complaining that he's a pointless throwaway champion or some shit. So he's got to beat somebody to have a good title reign. And Titus is new, he's different. Why not? You know, I think it's good. So they're doing something different like that. But yeah, Rusev for the win. Next, we have Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Becky Lynch in a tag match. And as I said before about Natalya being absolutely awful on commentary, they did have a funny thing. I think it was like on Facebook or something when they announced the match, Natalya and Becky Lynch. But on commentary, Natalya was awful, and she's awful at promos. And Charlotte at times is okay, and then at times is really bad at promos. And also Dana Brooke, I don't know what it is, but a year ago and Becky Lynch, they were really muscular, and now not so much. Is Vince only like his guys muscular, not his women? Because Dana Brooke, ever since that whole match with Asuka last year, she only had a few appearances on NXT, and after each appearance, it looked like she put on like a lot of weight. I thought she was pregnant or something. But she put on weight like each like of the rare few segments she had over the like next 6 months or something. I thought she was pregnant or something. But like a year ago, she was like really muscular, and now not so much. I don't know. Same with Becky Lynch. She was really muscular like a year or so ago, and now not so much. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's just Vince and his male muscular fetish. Who knows? But for this match, I don't know. Some people saying maybe that Charlotte will turn on Dana Brooke. I don't know. I think Dana should have stayed at NXT. I think she could have been a good heel champion here. They could have built her up. But her and Emma were supposed to take over from sort of like Naomi and Tamina, sort of like the mean girl beating up people since those two got injured. But then Emma got injured and they got lumbered out with Charlotte. Um, so I don't know. I don't really know what's going to go down here. But I wish they would use some of the other women. You know, you got Summer Rae and Sasha Banks on Superstars, and I think on main event it was, who was on main event again? I think it was Becky and maybe it was Becky and Summer. I can't remember. I just watched it yesterday. I think it was Becky and Summer. And then Superstars it was Sasha and Summer. But use some of the other ones. You know, got all this time and they don't. I don't think they use it well. It doesn't make sense, you know. But for this, I don't know. I'll go Charlotte and Dana, but I could easily see something happening. But I just wish they would do something different. You know, they got all these other ones. You know, use them. And moving on, we have Dolph Ziggler. There's a lot of matches in this one. We have Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin again. They had a thing on Superstars where Ziggler was on commentary. I think Ziggler's really good at commentary. I could see him being one of the commentators come the brand split. And Otunga just started this week, and he's good too. He's been on the Raw pre-show for a while, and I thought he was really good at that role. I really did. I always enjoyed him and Corey Graves going back and forth with each other. But I think he's good. He's on main event Superstars, and I think he's doing all right. But the build, I like the thing where Ziggler absolutely annihilated Baron Corbin, like kicked him in the dong. I hope Corbin was wearing a cup because that looked fucking nasty. But I thought that was really cool, and I thought that was a really awesome moment. And Ziggler's promo afterwards, but they haven't really done much since then. It seems almost sort of remind me like CM Punk with his promos when they made that promo. I just thought it was like a cool moment, but they didn't really go anywhere with it. Just sort of doing the same sort of thing, not really doing much. Just Baron Corbin having a match, and then and Ziggler on commentary. That's really been about it. And this bloody screen keeps going. But I don't really know who's going to win. Probably Corbin. They're saying this is going to be the end of the feud, but that's something they always seem to do with feuds and that. They just sort of beat it to death, you know, just do it over and over again. Same with the women. Just sort of beat it to death and go over and over again until people don't care anymore. But I don't know, something's got to change. But yeah, I'll go with Corbin. And finally, we have Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. I think the build this has been okay. I quite enjoyed it. Like last week on SmackDown, Apollo Crews like smacked Sheamus when he was bragging about his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. I thought that was pretty cool. And Sheamus sort of beat him up a few weeks ago. He beat up Apollo. I think it's been alright. Mine's been okay. On Raw, oh yeah, Apollo came running out when Sheamus was beating up Zack Ryder. But I see Apollo winning this. Like it was kind of when this was announced as a kickoff match. It's kind of crazy to think like 6 months ago Sheamus was main event in a pay-per-view, and now he's on the kickoff. It's quite a drastic fall. But it seems to be moved to the main show now, so who knows. But I wouldn't be opposed to these matches. Like I don't think the kickoff is a bad thing. If you build the matches up, it's not a bad thing to be on the kickoff show, and if you make it, you know, relevant, then people will watch. You know, it's on the network, so it doesn't really make much difference. And also, there's a thing about them wanting to be like extending pay-per-views a bit. I don't know if there was anything on Sky Box Office if it was extended a bit, because it's always been like 5 minutes extra the last like year or so. But there's word that they might want to extend pay-per-views like a little bit, like each year. I just turned my TV on to check this to see if it's changed for this pay-per-view. I don't think it will have. Maybe. Let's see. See what time it's scheduled for. Oh, for God's sake! It's set to go for 4 hours. It's set to go from 1 until 5. That's not good news. Let's see what the repeats say, because the repeats might be different. Oh God, no. Set 4 hours too. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't want to go full 4 hours. There's no need. I hate it. I mean, even though the pay-per-view, last pay-per-view was good and the payback was alright as well, I just wish they'd go for quality over quantity. I really do. I don't like the whole them doing so much. Like this, like the same with the whole like a two pay-per-view thing. No need for it. There really is no need for it. Like the Raw's 3 hours and then they rush a lot of segments. I don't get that. Don't get that. But I did hear they wanted to extend pay-per-views a bit. I didn't realize it was going to be like a whole hour. I thought maybe just like a 30 minutes maybe, but an extra hour. I suppose that makes sense with all these extra matches, but what can I say? What can I say? It's not going to change anything. I really just wish they would stick to 3 hours. 3 hours is enough. You could have more important matches happen on Raw, like I said. You know, have the pay-per-view match happen on Raw. Make people want to see it. Make people want to tune in. I don't know. But that's about it. This predictions videos went on quite a while. 26 minutes. It's quite long. But I don't think there's anything else to say. I don't think there's any other news. Oh, Jerry Lawler got arrested and suspended by WWE for apparently beating up his wife or something happened. I don't really know. Well, I don't think he beat her up. They were like drunk and they had a fight. I don't think there was really a. It's not like he just like pile drove her or something. You know, there's nothing like that. I don't think. But there's nothing. There's no other news. Nothing on WWE here. No. No. Oh, there's a thing. Daniel Bryan's teaching Nikki Bella a new finishing move. Don't really want to see Nikki back again. I don't want to see her get the women's title or anything like that. She had a far too long reign, and so Charlotte had a far too long reign. We don't need that again. But that's it. Gonna end this. Nothing else to say. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. And yes, I am wearing my Seth Rollins shirt. I'll see you in the next one. My review. Bye. Oh, missed the stop button. This time.